Oh, I was like, we should just tilt the screen.
No, not how it works. Yeah, I think you're still jealous, but that's okay. I'd be jealous.
Don't you stop the music, get into it, won't you dance with me?
Hi guys! Today I am here with one of my greatest and longest friends, Brooklynne, and we are doing the second part of the little series, I guess, that I started earlier this week. So I talked about things that I have learned and that really helped me out through first year of university. But Brooklynne lived on residence, so I obviously don't have the knowledge that she does in that sense. And I really wanted to see if she would be willing to do this so that you guys kind of get the insight as well. So she gladly agreed. Brooklynne's Instagram will be linked below for you. Make sure to go give her a follow because
it's not that great. Residence is fun. It was a big transition moving from home life to living on your own. I mean, you get that because you live on your own.
Was there something that you were nervous for most?
Roommates.
Okay.
Yeah, because I lived in a 4-bedroom, so I had 3 roommates that you just kind of get plugged with. You don't really get to choose. I did know some of the girls on residence prior, but moving in with your friends, I saw destroyed friendships because it's you know your friends outside of their house, not how they live. So as soon as you live with them, you're like, I hate everything about them. My roommates, Emma, for instance, we get along so well now that we live together. And she's probably one of the only people I'll ever be able to actually live with. Just because we have the same habits and it was really good. We organized. She has a boyfriend, so that was another thing on res is having people over. We didn't really care, but some people might some of the other houses that were messed up.
But did you have the option of I want to room with this person?
You do, but unless you know them prior to.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get 2 bedrooms too. That's the thing, is mainly it's 4 bedrooms, so you have to share a kitchen and a bathroom and a living room. And your only personal space is your bedroom, so and it's usually a very small room. My room was tiny, it fit a single bed, a desk, a dresser, and I had a closet, and that was it. But it was my sanctuary. I loved it there. I sat there all the time. Something that helped was laying down house rules, especially during exam season. Knowing each other's exam schedule, when quiet hours are for your house, because usually it's quiet hours all around, but just making sure that you're being respectful of your roommates, even if you don't like them. And just keep in mind that not everybody has common sense, regardless of their age. Because that was really hard for me to be okay, the garbage needs to be taken out every week. And then assigning weeks to people, and then somebody being oh, I just didn't want to take it out, or it's the garbage, it doesn't need to be done every week, and then being yeah, it's full, just take it out.
Did you have a chore sheet or something?
We tried that. I think it would have been better had we started with one. That'd be something a tip, start with a chore sheet just to make sure who's cleaning the bathrooms at what time, garbages, dishes, just making sure everything's cohesive, because we didn't do that, and then halfway through the year we tried that, and then it was just hard. We'd gotten into our habits already of living on our own, and we were just meh, somebody will eventually do it, which I usually did all the garbages. Me and Emma would take turns, because just lay down some boundaries, if you don't want your clothes being shared, rooms off limits, or how you're gonna share food. I know some houses did group meal plans where they literally go out grocery shopping together, buy it, they'd have dinners every night together, and then buy their own stuff for breakfast and lunch. And that sounds really awesome. We tried that. It took us a month to find a day where we could all go to the grocery store together. So for a month, one of our roommates just didn't buy food. And I was well, just go buy food for now. It's not gonna, we're not a family. This isn't how it works. So we ended up actually just buying all of our own food. And then if we wanted to have a dinner together, we'd go out and buy it together. Label your food, just in case. Because if you don't label your food, you have one fridge. And if it's in there and somebody eats it, then you're probably going to be upset. It's your money. You're living on your own. You probably wanted to come home and eat that, and it's not there anymore. Yeah.
And that's not yours. Why would you?
I see. Common sense. Common sense. Milk was another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we usually only bought 1 milk, but if I bought it this time and somebody else drank the entire container before I could have a glass, it'd be kind of like, okay, you need to buy it next time, and then they wouldn't. So then I'd
Would
just
you
go
guys
buy
like
it.
rotate?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you have people that don't know anything, they just don't go. So.
Wow, look at that list.
I have a lot of stuff.
The laundry machines, at least on our res, sucked. Like you could put your stuff in there with like laundry detergent, and there wouldn't be enough water or something, so it wouldn't actually like make all the soap like sudsy, so it would like actually stain your clothes.
Oh my god.
So then you'd have to wash it like 3 times, and it's like $4 to wash one load. So like a lot of us actually, because I actually lived on res, but I was still in the city, so I'd just take my stuff across the city to go wash it, and like I'd help my roommates with that, because like they like, I can't wash my clothes in there, so we'd all have to like go to my house and like wash our clothes, because like the washing machines are horrible. So I'd probably suggest checking that out, and if those aren't good, just going to an actual laundry depot.
Yeah.
Just-
Wouldn't that be cheaper though too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like $2.
Yeah.
So much cheaper, because like their whole thing with it is like, oh, it's convenient and close, and you can have a laundry card, so you just like put money on it and just swipe your card. But it was horrible on the laundry machines.
Wow.
And there's only like 4 of them for like 200 kids living in one side, and there's 4 or 5 laundry
That's
machines.
crazy.
So having to sit there and wait for it, and then like making sure if you need to do multiple loads, you get the laundry machine, was just like painful.
I've never used a washing machine here.
You haven't?
No, I take it
Yeah.
to Mitchell's house.
Yeah.
Like, ew, like communal. Like people here are disgusting. Like
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't
No. My mentor, because he lived on the
Yeah, and the
the other side.
Yeah.
He had like a giant room of these washing
I
machines.
know. There's is so much better, but we're not allowed using that side
Why?
because we don't live there.
But like he would be like, this is so disgusting.
Yeah. But like that was another thing that was really good, is like having an RA, resident advisor. If you do have issues with your roommates, like you want to go to them first, because like that's their whole job, is to make sure that like if you're having issues, that it's dealt with in a manner that's not going to backfire on you. We had pretty bad neighbors. We were having a small get together. There was maybe 10 of us. We were on an end house. There was no music playing, and it was before quiet hours on a Saturday night. And they called the security and said that there was domestic abuse going on in our house.
What?
Then they came over, asked us to be quiet, and we said, yeah, sure, sorry if we were being loud, we can definitely be quiet. It was like 9:30, I think, on a Saturday. So security came, there was 5 of them, because they thought one of us was getting beaten up. We all had to go outside, all of our roommates, and like we had a lot of guys over, like 'cause we were just hanging out with them. And they're like, are you guys okay? Like, is there any people being hurt in there? Like, we had to fill out forms to make sure that like it was okay. And then they had like, I was like, who called this in? They're like, oh, your neighbors. Oh, great. So they went and talked to them, and they're like, sorry, we just like heard some noise and like thought it was like domestic violence. And they're like, they were having people over and said you came over and asked them to be quiet right before you called. Like, it was so bad. So like we had to like go with our RA, talk to her about the situation. She went and talked to them, and like thankfully that didn't happen again. But like we were so scared to have people over again, because we didn't want like security to think that like people were getting beaten up in our house. Like I was like, I don't want that to happen. Like, it's 9:30 at night, nobody's getting beaten here. Like, that's like a serious thing. Like, that's a serious thing to be like telling security about.
Yeah. Did you find that sometimes like it was hard to get your work done?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not very good at working at my house or in my house on res. Like, I just like wanted to watch movies or sleep.
Yeah.
I love naps. I love naps. So it was really nice having a library like a 2-minute walk away, because then I could just like, I could literally go in my pajamas and you just walk to the library, set up your stuff, study for a couple hours, go home and eat, go back. And that's like a nice thing too between classes. Like, if you do need to come home and eat, like, you can just walk. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to repay for parking if you don't have a parking pass. Like, you literally, it's a 5-minute walk to your classes, which also means you get way more sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, because I probably wake up at 8:15 for my classes at 8:30,
Yeah.
whereas you wake up at 5.
Yeah. Sometimes I would have 2-3 hour breaks between classes.
Oh yeah, and then you can't do anything, because it's like you can either leave and like go to
Come
the
right
mall,
back.
and
Yeah.
then you're coming right back, and there's always traffic.
Yeah.
So like that's like what it's nice is like either I go and study like in the study halls, or I just go home and sleep, watch some TV, and then like go back, change clothes. I didn't have a locker, so I just like change out my textbooks at home. and like I used no gas last year. But if you are living on residence, I don't think you really need a car unless like to get groceries is the only thing. But I mean, if you're okay with taking the bus, then.
Or if you have like a roommate that drives.
Yeah, or like take an Uber, like take a bus there, Uber back with all your groceries. Then like at least it's not a worry at all. And you meet a lot of people. Like all of my best friends, like I met a group of guys there, and they are my best friends ever now. Like I talk to them all the time. Just make sure you don't stick with your house. Like actually go out, go to the parties, go see people. They can be fun. You don't have to drink a lot, but like just go and socialize.
Yeah, but I would say like compared, you've definitely met a lot more people.
Yeah.
Not only because you spend so much more time at the university,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also exposed and kind of forced to meet people.
Yeah, and especially like with like having roommates that are more social than you, because like I feel like if I hadn't have had like Esther as a roommate, I probably would have just stayed in my room the whole year. But she'd like want to go to the house parties, and I was like, okay, like I'll come and socialize, and that's actually how I met them. And like that whole group, and like there's a couple girls in there too that are just so sweet, and like the guys' girlfriends are so like they don't even go to school, but they come and hang out, and I'm like, I want to be your best friend.
What about did you have any did you know any 17-year-olds that were around?
Yes.
So did they drink too?
Some of them, yes, like on res, like if they wanted to, but there was a couple that they're just like, no, like I'm just gonna wait to drink, which is like, I mean, good for them. Like,
Yeah.
You wait till you're 18, like that's legal, perfect.
Yeah.
But like security didn't like obviously they weren't IDing people if they came around to the houses and you were having a party. They were just more concerned with safety, so just making sure that nothing happened, because we did have an incident on Halloween where somebody fell down the stairs and actually had to go to the hospital. So after that, they just kind of wanted to be more cautious. If your party was really loud, they just wanted to make sure it was under control.
So parties were accepted by security.
Yeah. Usually if you said it was a birthday, that's a good trick. Say it's a birthday, just start singing happy birthday when they knock, and then open up the door, and they'll be like, oh, it's a birthday, like no worries, like that's why you're loud, and you're like, yeah. One thing about when you first move in that kind of sucks is because like obviously there's other people who have lived there before you. It's not like some brand new house. They say that they clean the houses. I don't think that they're ever going to. It's not a hotel. They're not worried about that. So like when we moved into our house, we didn't realize we'd have to completely clean the whole thing, but my mom came in and was like, this is gross. Like we ended up paying like $120 on cleaning supplies so that we could clean the place. So bring cleaning supplies, 'cause we did it like weekly-ish cleaning, like bi-weekly. We'd like vacuum the floor to make sure the bathrooms were clean, because you get like room checks. We would just make sure like we did a full house clean, and like when you do a full house clean, they just literally walk in and be like, wow, your house is really clean, and then they just assume you're good people. So if you're running low on funds, like either like do a bottle drive in the community, like on res, because there are people who hate taking their bottles. So easy money for groceries.
Oh, I recently started collecting bottles.
Recently, what have you been doing?
I don't know. I don't like really drink anything.
Okay, that's good.
Like we just collect like Stefan's little yogurts or like
Yeah.
milk or juice or something.
Yeah, that was probably the worst part, was like the amount of dishes, especially if you have people coming over. Like if you have your friends coming over, or like a guy you want to impress, and you're like, wow, look at my kitchen, like we're so clean. Like that was the worst.
Wife me.
Yeah, wife me. Our bathroom's so clean. You should totally go in there. And you're like, can you go somewhere else to pee? So you get your own maintenance. So all maintenance is free. So like if you have the light bulb that breaks, or like your sink is clogged or something, you literally just like send in a little message like, hey, this broke. And then the next day or that morning, they'll come super fast, come and fix it.
How often did you guys go get groceries?
Depends how hungry you are.
Okay.
Usually we ate like pasta, like typical living on your own at 20 years old food. So like pasta, pizzas, chicken fingers. For our school, like Domino's has like 50% off coupons for students usually at most schools. So like we'd order Domino's like 3 times a week.
Typical 20-year-old woman. I cook every day.
Okay, yeah, but like, you're a mom. Like you have to feed a kid. We're allowed to starve. Like I ate so much Ichiban. Like that is a real thing. Like noodles, like Mr. Noodles kind of thing. Like
How are you alive?
I don't know, like, cause like if it's your first year, especially in a new city, if you're moving into an apartment, like say with somebody you know, like that's awesome, like good for you. I'd suggest actually going on to residence for first year, just because then you're meeting more people. Because even if you're just meeting people from your program, like, it's good to have people for your program, but like that can get iffy because like you can be competitive with them and like things can come between you. Like I've already had that. I've had really good friends, but like we'll get different marks on a test and have studied the same amount of time and been like, how did you do so much better? And like, especially on first year of residence or like first year going into university or college, like it's nice to meet people. And then second year, at least you have like a bigger group of people to have, because like,
And you have more options to pick from who to live with. And
exactly, yeah. And who you want to hang out with and spend the most time with and who you'd be comfortable with. It's a lot easier to figure that out versus moving into an apartment with like your best friend and like that not going well and you meeting new people and like separating within your own house. It's a little bit harder. Good experience.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Fun times. I probably sleep more than Stefan.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I go to bed at like 8 and wake up at like 9.
Why do you always Snapchat me at like crack of dawn all the time?
Because sometimes I just wake up. I don't know.
When you're like, I'm going to bed, and then I wake up to a Snapchat from like 1 a.m. Like,
Oh yeah, did that happen last night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally did.
Every night. I wake up always to a Snapchat from you. I'm not mad about it. It's just like, girl, like, you're not sleeping.
I sleep, but like sometimes I just wake up at like, I'll wake up at like 1 or like 5 and then I just like go on my phone thinking it's way later. Like I'm like, I need to get up kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I actually check the time and I'm like, wow, I still can sleep for like 4 more hours. This is great. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Well, I guess that's all, yes. But I hope you found this helpful because I definitely wouldn't have this kind of advice to give. So that's really awesome. So thanks so much for
Yeah,
coming.
of course. I
really appreciate
It's
it.
a good time. If there's any more questions, let me know. I can always answer them.
Yeah, leave them
Do my
below.
best.
I'll make her answer you. Again, our Instagrams will be there below for you. Subscribe if you haven't yet.
All notifications.
Yes.
You get notified for all videos because
All of
YouTube's
them.
stupid.
Yes. Yes.
I watch too much YouTube. I'm Mitchell. Subscribe.
Yeah, Mitchell too. His Instagram's there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, and we will see you later.
Eventually.
Yeah. Bye.
So I choke you down to